Today we're going to be looking at genetic drift. The term itself may seem confusing, but just simply looking at it, it examines the rate at which genes change in a population depending on if natural selection is present or not, and what would happen if natural selection wasn't present. Let's first look at some little bit of background and a little bit of refresher of what genes are. Genetic drift. Remember, all of the traits for an organism are in their genes. The genes are passed from parent to offspring. Everything an organism is in its DNA. This DNA is read through transcription translation to make the traits that we see in people. These traits in the DNA are passed down to the offspring, thus creating hybrids of the parents. What is genetic drift? Genetic drift is a change in allele gene frequency due to random mating. In genetic drift, if organisms are left alone, the traits will fluctuate back and forth, but always remain at a constant thing. This only occurs, however, if natural selection is not present. Over time, natural selection acts on this, changing the frequency. As natural selection acts on certain organisms with unfavorable traits, the genes in the elite gene pool change, thus causing the distribution of genes to be different and causing one gene to be more present than others. As the time goes, the amount of each allele fluctuates, thus becoming genetic drift. In this example here, you can see how the genes fluctuate over each trial. As the trial continues, however, and natural selection acts, the red trait becomes unfavorable and the blue trait takes over. Make sure that if natural selection did not exist, species would not change very often. However, since natural selection does exist, we see that organisms' gene frequencies change often. Now that we've seen that, think about how genetic drift has shaped humankind. Think about how we had ancestral organisms such as Neanderthals, etc., and how natural selection's infected our genes over time, height, eye color, etc. Have a good one.